Your job is to tell that person, okay, to quit.
In the world of jiu-jitsu, there's an ongoing conversation about what separates a gym from being a place of community and being a cult. This is Garami Jiu Jitsu.
I mean, that gym is insane. Like, whole goal is to like make that other guy like legitimately quit. Like, not just that, but like quit.
Garami has recently reached the eyes of the public after videos surfaced of them hosting tournaments in their innovative mini pit. And they've grown increasingly popular in their local community after rumors about their grueling and brutal Monday night training sessions. So in this video, we're heading down to North Carolina to uncover the truth about Garami and experience the most unique jiu-jitsu gym North Carolina has to offer.
This is crazy. Alright guys, we're here at Toro Cup. So Toro Cup is one of the largest East Coast Jiu-Jitsu competitions here in North Carolina. So this is John Bagels. Is that really your last name?
No. It's my last name's Telford. It's just a nickname. Before I started like teaching jiu-jitsu and like fighting MMA and stuff to like make money, I used to work in a bagel shop, and that's how I like started doing jiu-jitsu.
Toro Cup was my first like super fight promotion. It was really cool to like get on there as a new blue belt and kind of start getting my name out there. So how does it feel to kind of be at the head of that and like be able to put all these new athletes on? And is that something that's fulfilling to you? Is it?
Yeah, for sure. The opportunities is huge. Like I fought MMA in this building 15 years ago because these opportunities within jiu-jitsu did not exist. I didn't want to fight MMA. I wanted to do jiu-jitsu, but there was no way to make money. So to have like a place where the people from Durham and from this area can come compete, showcase their skills for everybody, and really kind of like put on a show is super cool for me.
Now on that note, one of the athletes competing under Toro Cup tonight is Dakota McFadder, someone who's had extensive experience within Garami.
Have you been to a Garami's Monday?
Yes, that is also crazy. It's I mean, that gym is insane. Like, I know it's 100% terrifying. Like, I've never been to another gym. So you go in, it's probably at least like 85 degrees off the jump. It's like you're sweating by the time like you shake someone's hand. Like, you're already sweating. And the whole goal is to like make that other guy like legitimately quit. Like, not just that, but like quit. Like, go sit on the sides and like say I can't go on. And if you make him quit, you try to grab someone else who's free.
While Dakota didn't win this one, he fought to the very end. And with an unrelenting pace, that should give us a good taste of what to expect in Garami.
Alright. We're on the way to Garami right now. Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous because I really do not want to get injured today. And these are like Marines and Green Berets and military guys. So I'm gonna get fucked up today. My goal is to get through the entire thing. I don't want to quit. I don't want to sit out. No matter how tired I am, I just want to keep going. Hello.
As I initially walked into the gym, it was clear that they were expecting me.
Oh, you're with the camera, correct?
Yes.
If you go through those doors, let me get you.
Upon entering, the first thing I noticed is every inch of this place was covered in flags, competition belts, or military pride. And of course, not to mention, their infamous mini pit, which we'll be revisiting later in the video.
No, you tap, Mason. Don't tap.
Meet Bud, one of the head instructors here at Garami.
Anyway, so on Mondays we do this tough training. And one day it's like 104 degrees outside, and Greg goes, "Get your shoes on, we're running outside." I go outside, he's got his truck with the speaker on it, so I jump on the back of the truck like Mad Max, and I'm screaming at 50 people about to run around. I go, "We're robbing Food Lion!"
Anyway, after talking to Bud, it was time to join everyone else with a quick jog around the mat to warm up. So far, this was pretty standard for any type of jiu-jitsu gym, but the energy and mood in the room was completely different. And it's not just because we had David Goggins blasting in the back. This was an all levels class, so we had people from white all the way up to black belt. Everyone in that room looked dangerous. Now meet the guy that started it all, Greg Raffield.
Your job is to make your training partner quit. Your job is to tell that person, okay, to quit. What does that mean? Okay? You're always gonna say, get on top, try to stay on top. Make it uncomfortable. Make them quit. smother them. Take their energy away. It doesn't mean sit on your butt and close guard. Get on top. Hey, this is a great way to do that, okay? Tapping is not a way to take someone's energy. Apply the pressure. If he's gonna tap, let go. Make him tired. Sound good? Sound good?
Yeah.
Good.
The classic Garami is arranged into 3 parts. Part 1 is focused on making your opponent as tired as possible. The only goal was to try to make them so tired they had to sit out on the sidelines and verbally tell you, I quit. And it appeared that Garami had a lineup waiting for me. This is Eli. Now, I'm actually from North Carolina, and the thing that I'm most curious about is Garami actually a safe gym to train at? They opened up just about when I left, but I've seen a lot of content about them online, and a lot of my friends have reached out asking my thoughts on this gym. I guess that makes Eli my first impression. However, as this is our first time meeting, I can tell that we're both trying to feel each other out and try to gauge what pace we're about to throw at each other before we start acting crazy. I like to just go in a front headlock, snapping his head down and grabbing it with my hand. That way I can start to apply some weight and hopefully try to put him down easily. He ends up shrugging it off, so I knew it was time to bring out something a little bigger. I use a duck under and I get around to his back, and I'll use my knee to trip him over onto his hands. At this point in the round, I'm still not sure what to feel. Are we flowing? Should I be going harder? Should I be really applying the pressure and trying to make him quit? And then I hear a voice in the corner of the room, and Greg clears things up.
Be consistent, be constant, be persistent. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward no matter what.
So if you didn't hear what Greg said, he said, let's go. You're trying to make your partner quit. Stop slapping hands. You're not friends. Be friends after. Now, this is definitely not a training mentality that I've had quite often. I've always tried to be friendly and keep things light and fun with my training partners. But in this room, the goal was different. Now remember, we're not trying to submit our opponent. We're trying to make them quit. We're trying to make them sit out. And obviously to do that, we're trying to run their energy out. So smothering actually seemed like a viable option here. The other option was to try to get on top and try to staple them and apply pressure. If I can keep Eli's hands on me and force him to carry my weight, I should be able to wear him out pretty fast. However, I ended up making a mistake, and Eli used that to get on top. And now it was his turn. While we're relatively around the same size, he felt heavy, and every time I went to lift him, he adjusted himself perfectly to settle me back down and maintain top position. Luckily, before things got too out of hand, time was called and it was time to move on to my next objective. And it was also time for a sub. Meet Mason.
Get on the back, put the back on the mat. Get on the back, put the back on the mat. Sound good? Get on the back.
So in round 1, the goal was to get on top and stay on top. In round 2, the goal is to take the back or take them down and then reset and do it again. Now the difference is the energy expenditure is going to be much higher, and Mason starts things off on a tear. I immediately felt the energy change. Mason was playing a very aggressive, very movement-based game, and I'd either be forced to match him or get left behind. Now of course in my mind, being a competitor and being a guy, I'm just like, all right, let's go bar for bar. I gotta sweep single too. So as we lock back up, I'm diving right back in for a takedown of my own. Now, after some exchanges with Eli and Mason, one thing that I started to realize, and this really blew my mind, most gyms that I visit are always trying to pair me up with the biggest and best guys to make their gym look as good as possible. Not saying that Eli and Mason aren't good, they're honestly phenomenal for the amount of time they've been training, but Greg had every right to pair me up with whoever this guy was. Yet he knowingly put me with people that he knew I had more experience than. Entering any gym, I've always assumed that I'd be the one challenged. But in this case, Greg wasn't using this as an opportunity to showcase his gym. He was using it as an opportunity to challenge Mason and Eli. And that's the culture that I'm feeling at Garami. Initially, I thought this was going to be a very hardcore, kill or be killed type of gym. But, rolling with these two and seeing the environment Everyone here is not trying to get better than you. They're trying to get better with you. And all the crazy stuff that Greg has been saying throughout the training session isn't to push you down, it's to push you forward. And with that in mind, I started changing the way that I was rolling. Now towards the end, I really started to switch from this energy conservative mindset to seeing how hard and how far I could push myself. Instead of taking things slow and mellow, I was trying to win every exchange and just push as hard as I could. And then something kind of unexpected happened. Now, I didn't really notice this at first, but it appeared that Mason was in pain somehow, either from just going really hard or maybe a previous injury. Now, this interaction really changed the way I viewed Garami and opened my eyes to what's really going on here. Greg asked Mason if he was okay, and of course, as any other guy would, he was like, for sure, and looked to keep going. But this really showed me what kind of leader Greg was and what he was really cultivating in this room. Greg's concern for Mason was sincere. As a coach, knowing when to push your athletes and when to pull them back is a skill. And this moment made it clear to me that Greg had the best interest of his students in mind. And tough love is still love.
Hear that? Some of you are talking. You hear that? Stop. If you don't want to train like this, just go off the mat. You're talking. 100% of your energy effort should be talking. Alright? Let's go. Make the person quit. That's your job. Make the person quit.
Well, with Mason out, that means it was time for the last obstacle. The final round against the leader of Garami, Greg Ratfield. And as you'll see in just a second, Greg's round had his own rules. He was a different animal. And unlike Mason and Eli, this wasn't a competitive jiu-jitsu round. And I felt like he wasn't trying to win at all. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. For now, just pay attention to his movements and how he's rolling. And that's when I realized something about Greg. He is...
Hello, are you Karsa?
Yeah, but
I'm Ashton with the JJOP. You have been chosen for secret mission.
What just happened? Karsa. Who are you? What is going on? Karsa, there is a war going on. The balance between the traditionals and the ecologicals has been broken. The jiu-jitsu community as we know it could end. We need your help unifying the jiu-jitsu community and preventing this great cleansing.
But me, what do I have to do with this? It's not like people are gonna stop training jiu-jitsu or something. No way. Are you serious? All of them?
Yeah, they go to karate, okay? That's why we need to stop it.
Dude, how do you expect me to do that? And by the way, who are you?
We are Jiu-Jitsu Outpost. Our mission is to host worldwide seminars and events with athletes like yourself, all the way up to world-class athletes like Felipe Pena, to hopefully one day rekindle the connection between the trad dads and the eco bros and bring balance to the jiu-jitsu community once again.
What do you want me to tell everyone to go follow Jiu-Jitsu Outpost on Instagram or something?
Actually, yes, that's exactly what we want.
Okay, well, that's the goal. That would be great, obviously, but how do we get people there?
You can figure it out.
And okay, and what if they want specific steps and actions to get them there?
Well, if you want like a step-by-step process, you can click the link at the top of the description. It'll bring you right to our Instagram. From there, you can receive updates and stuff about our upcoming seminars and how you can join. Okay. All right, thank you. I will see you later.
Rolling with Greg, it didn't feel like he was focused on winning almost at all. His movement prioritized movement. And right when I thought I was pinned and it was time to stand back up, take a breath, and get back into the rhythm, I realized that in Greg's head, it had never stopped. In the last 20 minutes of the class, I knew there was gonna be no breaks. I would just be pushing my body to its absolute limit. At this point, I had no recollection of what time it was or how long we'd been training for. My main focus was just to not concede and keep going. Rolling with Greg at first, I was a little weary. However, this training, like I said, isn't about jiu-jitsu. It's about who's gonna give up first, who has more willpower, and something about that gave me confidence. And with that, I wasn't gonna just try to survive. I was gonna try to make this motherfucker quit. then, without warning, Greg suddenly stopped. Although not for the reason I thought. It looks like we made it through the rounds, and now it was time to move on to the final part of the class. In the last 10 minutes, we were cooling down with some sprawls and running, and then out of nowhere, Greg calls a kid up to the middle of the room, and now with the spotlight shining down on him, all eyes turn to the kid. Owen here looks very nervous, and I'm sure he feels very out of place. It's a very uncomfortable spot as a 10-year-old to be put in the middle of the room, surrounded by a bunch of crazy guys screaming at you. Now, without context, this might seem very weird and almost cultish, but after training at Garami for the last hour, I understood what Greg was doing. That feeling of uncomfortability was intentional. As someone who also coaches kids, I understand the impact that jiu-jitsu has on them, but this is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And the truth is, in order for kids to build that confidence and resilience, they have to be put through these intense and sometimes harsh situations. But if you look around the room, everyone is excited and actively cheering this kid on.
Hey, what's the lesson?
Never give up.
Don't quit.
Yeah,
Never give
all
up.
those are really great.
Oh,
Yeah?
get back up.
Get back up, right? Because you're gonna get knocked down. It doesn't really matter if you get knocked down or not, right? Because it's gonna happen. What matters? Get back up, right? It's not a jiu-jitsu lesson, it's a life lesson. 1, 2, 3, 7,
Now, before we wrap everything up, I had one last objective.
All right, this is what I came down here for. The pit. What's your name, man?
At the end of the day, do I think Garami's a cult? You can decide that for yourself. But what I will say is I have never felt so badass walking out of a jiu-jitsu gym. Is it safe? Well, I can safely say that by the end of the class, you are definitely going to be drenched in sweat that isn't your own, and you probably won't be able to walk or move your arms for the next 2 days. That's just from my personal experience. Overall, I had an amazing time here at Garami. I didn't necessarily learn any new techniques, but I walked out of the room with a new mindset and a new perspective on jiu-jitsu. And for some reason, if you ever find yourself in Fayettville, North Carolina, I highly recommend you drop in and check them out.
Oh my God, Mason! No, you tap, Mason. Don't tap. Don't tap. Mason. Don't tap.
Hang.
Don't tap out, Mason. Don't tap, Mason.
Go to sleep.
Wait. What the fuck? Go to sleep, Mason. Tap. Don't you tap. No, you can tap if you want to.